Hey, welcome back.
Glad to be here.
So today we are diving straight into how these big macro financial shifts are completely reshaping the landscape here. And that means everything from local mom and pop shops to, the massive banking conglomerates in Korea.
Yeah, it is a really fascinating time to be watching the financial sector, that is for sure.
Right. So let's jump right into the regulatory environment that is driving a lot of this. The government is currently limiting the growth rate of total household debt to 1.5% this year, which is, down from 1.7% last year.
Right, and to really contextualize that, we have to look at the data from the Bank of Korea. South Korea's household debt to GDP ratio actually dropped from 98.7% in 2021 to an estimated 88.6% in 2025.
Wait, so that is a 10 percentage point drop in just 4 years.
Exactly. And just for some comparison, it took the UK about 15 years to drop their ratio by 19 percentage points. So we are looking at a remarkably fast debt diet here.
Wow. Yeah, it is basically like slamming the brakes on a speeding car. I mean, it might be totally necessary for long-term safety, but it causes some immediate whiplash, right?
That is a perfect way to describe it, and we can actually quantify that whiplash using data from the Construction and Economy Research Institute of Korea.
Oh, what are they saying?
Well, they estimate an 83 trillion won impact over 2024 and 2025 on real estate-related industries because population mobility has recently hit a 51-year low.
Right. Folks just aren't moving as much.
Exactly. And when people aren't moving, the self-employed workers in moving, interiors, and appliances, they are all feeling a severe freeze in demand.
So that brings us to a big question for you listeners. With household budgets and local businesses squeezed so tightly, how are financial institutions actually responding to the pressure?
Well, on the consumer side, they are offering direct relief. KB Cookman Card, for instance, is providing discounts of up to 151 per liter on fuel, plus additional transit support through the K-Pass system.
Right, but big banks aren't just offering consumer relief, right? I mean, they are fundamentally restructuring where and how they operate to find better efficiency.
They really are. Take Hana Financial Group. They are making a massive physical shift, literally moving their headquarters out of Seoul to Cheonya, Incheon.
Oh, wow, out of Seoul completely.
Yeah, starting in September, 2,800 employees will relocate. And this brings over 20 billion won in additional tax revenue to Incheon this year alone.
Just this year. That is huge.
Right, and that actually includes about 14 to 15 billion won in acquisition taxes just from their 500 billion won construction project.
That is incredible. But, while Hana moves physically, it looks like Shinhan Financial is moving digitally.
Yes, Shinhan has a totally different strategy. They are launching an AX Web3 Academy to train 1,000 internal AI and digital asset experts.
Wow, 1,000 extra.
Yeah, and they are also partnering with Duzone Bazan to launch DJ Bank, which is an ERP-based corporate banking setup.
Okay, so they are really leaning into that business-to-business side, which makes me want to push back with a question for you folks listening. Are we seeing a permanent pivot in Korean banking here, moving away from traditional Seoul-centric operations toward these decentralized, tech-driven models?
It is a great question. And as economic conditions remain tight, we really have to wonder, will we see more major conglomerates follow Hana out of the capital or mirror Shinhan's aggressive pivot into deep tech?
That's all for today's Deep Dive.
We'll be back with more insights.
You've been listening to the Korea Economy Brief, straight from the front page of Seoul Economic Daily. Thanks for tuning in.